You got the link to the
I'm just
Chatterone. Call it in Italy. Morning, everyone.
What's going on?
Just go on.
Just a bit like in a weird mood today, Jim.
Not feeling it.
I'm feeling this. I want to speak to the lovely Jaffn members, right? I do want
Slugs.
to speak to these guys. The slugs. Yes, indeed.
Don't be so disrespectful. Call them by their real name.
Little slugs.
Little slugs.
And but I just woke up in a quite bad mood. Just
Can happen.
A bad mood today. Why does that happen, Jim? What happens so that one day you wake up feeling really positive, and then days like today you think.
Did you have a good sleep or not?
Not really. I woke up about 3 o'clock. Couldn't get to sleep for about an hour, and then I woke, and then I did get some sleep. Sometimes I just struggle with the same cycle over and over again.
Sure.
And it's really hard during lockdown. I had this feeling in lockdown last time, where I just felt a bit just lost. I felt lost
in the cycle.
It's like life came up to him and going, you're lost. You're lost. What do you say to the referees? I've forgotten.
You're out of your depth.
You're out your depth here, mate. No, I don't know. I just feel in a bit of just a bit weird mood.
I guess he's going.
I'm all right.
God's kind of going. God keeps going, doesn't he? Going same again. It's just like the same day, isn't it? I think that's it. Like who's in there? Rob's in there. Elijah, great name. Rab, justice for Rab. Of course, we tried to give justice to Rab last week, but it wasn't knocking about.
Wasn't there? We can't. How long do we? I mean, I get there was an injustice against him, but he's got to do it. He's got to, work with us.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that. Imagine someone been done for murder that they didn't commit, and then they appealed, and then they just didn't turn up to the court. Yeah. You're not going to get justice, are you?
They just stayed in their cell. They went. The appeal's going through, and they're just like, can't bother. I'll stay myself, thanks. Lie here. Got Dean Weston in the chat. Yeah. Rab Summers has said Rob Turner, Elijah Mays. Elijah is a good name. It's a good, strong name. It's a biblical name, isn't it, Elijah? Tom Cribb in the house, and Ollie Big Dick Sack.
Well, we were talking about. So one of my mates has just had a second child, Weber. You know him, Flo.
Yes.
It's just a second child, and they're figuring out names, and I think they've got the name that they want, but they were saying that Weber was saying that he keeps all the names he likes are either mates he's got or girls he's fancied like in his life.
Oh, that's weird, yeah.
But it is quite common that I think you obviously. When you hear certain names, you go, no. Because of it'll be some guy from school who was a knob, or who bullied you, or whatever it was, or an ex-girlfriend, or whatever it might be. I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably, there's a psychology behind it, I'd imagine. That, there's a reason why he likes those names, because in his subconscious, they conjure positive feeling, I'd imagine.
Rab says, uni called. Apologies. Not acceptable. What we're going to all of our lectures now, are we? What?
Rab, do you know what? I think there was one year I didn't go to a single lecture, so I don't know what the fuck you're playing at.
And look how he turned out. So think on.
Didn't get the degree.
think on.
Didn't get the degree. It's 15 grand down the drain for nothing. Rab, it's Scottish. You're fine. Scotland. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. We have a mailbag here, which we will get to, of course.
Well, hang on. There's some important news today. I don't know if you've been watching news at all. It was yesterday, actually.
Well, we solved it, didn't we? We cracked the code.
Fucking nice. We have smashed coronavirus out of the park.
When you saw that, I was watching the news. I was straight up felt excited.
I mean,
it'll be like VE Day once it proper ends, right?
I think the kids, maybe some of the younger members of the Lil Slugs, may not really appreciate how significant this is. Not the vaccine, but how this era that we've just lived through. It's comparable to in terms of the change in life, fucking World War or something like that.
It is. I think it's our version of that,
and
for
the
sure.
economic fallout of it will be similar. But you know what? I'm really hopeful, Jim, because I think there'll be a creative uprising, a creative spring from this period. I think there'll be amazing opportunities for people that want to grasp them. But yeah, I've been following the plight of the vaccine for pretty much since it started.
You've been working on your own, haven't you?
Yeah, it mainly is a mix of coke, heroin, and magic mushrooms. Works. I've got it.
Took my mind off it.
Yeah,
I felt great.
Yeah, they've had. So some people think that they started this vaccine from scratch the minute the coronavirus hit. The reality is they have multiple COVID or coronavirus vaccines that already exist that just don't work for this particular strand. And they got quite lucky in adapting a strand that was close enough so that they had a basis to work with. So they essentially had 20 years of work ahead of this current vaccine that's being produced.
Really?
So it's quite interesting. Yeah, it wasn't just like all right, shit, there's coronavirus, we better start work. It was like, what have we got already? What can we use? Oh, this just so happens to be quite similar. I'm obviously butchering this explanation. A virologist would be much better than me. But it's just what I garnered from a single Radio 4 interview. That they had just a huge body of work that they were able to start building out of. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be. I'm just very optimistic. So the government they're being quite guarded about it, aren't they? Because it's just saying, look, don't everyone just start getting out shagging and fucking pissed up.
Did you hear all the football analogies? They're explaining it.
No, what?
It's just like Boris was going. It's go to work. We've hit the back of the net. It's an ace for us. Like he's saying stuff like that, and then the other guy, the more medical guy.
But the game hasn't been won. Is that what you're sort of saying? Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. He was saying this is like the playoff final, and you're in the playoff final, and it's gone to penalties, and you've scored the first penalty. You haven't won yet, but the goalkeeper can be beaten.
Yes, it was weird. That was a shit analogy.
I think what happened was the pair of them have all been like briefed together about what they're going to be briefing in their briefing. See if you can keep up with that. And he's gone. Boris has completely thrown him under the bus here because he's gone to Boris again. I'm going to say this analogy, this playoff analogy. He's like, okay, fine. So then when they walk out, all Boris can think about is sports analogies. And so when he gets asked the question before, he starts talking about back of net and all this stuff, which then, in the cold light of press conferences, makes him look like a knob at the end of it when he does the one. So when they get back behind the curtain, he's like, what are we doing, Boris? I told you I was going to do the football thing. Don't do the football thing before I do it. You completely steal my thunder. He's fuming.
They do the analogies because they know what fucking ignorant cretins we all are.
Yeah.
What's the easiest way we can explain it so these imbeciles don't start going out and fucking snogging each other's faces off the minute they see each other?
Boris is bad, but can I just this guy? I don't think we can see it. Damn. Let me go back. This where's the internet gone? Basically, Matt Hancock.
Oh yeah, do you not like him?
He makes me feel so sick.
What, just his face?
Yeah, just horrible. Look at his face. Just look at his face.
I can't see anything.
You can't see it. Yeah. Well, basically on BBC News, and he just looks just grim. It'll come through on the stream in a second.
I imagine it's quite a stress. He's had quite a time of it, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a fair way of putting it. He has had a time of it, but he's also, the problem is, as much as it's tough to be a politician, because you need to be smart, but you also need to have like actual empathy. People aren't as stupid as they used to be, and so they can tell when you're not being genuine, and that's the problem that like Dominic Raab, Hancock, these dudes have. is they can't. They know what they're supposed to do to stay in the game, to stay up the top, to get themselves maybe a shot at being a PM one day. But they don't have any emotional intelligence whatsoever.
It doesn't. Well, it's hard. I guess yeah, and Jacinda, whatever her surname is in New Zealand, just seems to have just a depth in everything, including emotional intelligence. I love the way she speaks. She's like, I would.
Kamala as well. Kamala, you can see, like, I know obviously she's getting good press at the moment, but she seems like she's just has a heart, or is able to articulate that she has a heart. You know, like some people are a bit like dry.
Who?
Fine. Kamala Harris.
Who's that?
Kamala Harris, the VP for.
Did you see? I know what you're talking about now. Did you see the
Why is that not?
when she congratulated President Biden, or President-elect Biden, as I keep hearing?
She's gone for a run or something.
Yeah, it was so funny. I couldn't stop watching it. It was mesmerizing. She was just going, "Oh, Joe! Oh, you've done it! You're gonna be the next president of the United States, Joe!" Oh, and I was like, "This is weird. Why is it so weird?" I don't know. It was like this thing I don't know if you saw on Twitter. I couldn't stop laughing that someone had gone into the Arsenal shop.
Yeah, I know. You sent it to me on WhatsApp.
Why is that funny?
It's childish, isn't it? But it's childish, but it's not hurting anyone.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it though.
Don't put your nose on it.
No, not there. It's just someone's gone in there going, wait.
Wait. Priti Patel, Bob. No, Priti Patel. My wife hates Priti Patel.
Do you know, I've got this thing right for kind of right-wing conservative women. Don't know why. Just they do it for me.
They do it for you.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Could explore that if you want.
Yeah, like I just like during the act of copulation, I would like them just to say mad racist stuff. Christ alive! It's just a kink. The kink. We all got them, mate. We've got them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you want to share? Do you want to share them? Share anything?
What am I into?
You're into
gentle,
really
loving,
strong, big women.
Yeah, like Road Trip. You ever watch Road Trip?
They pick you up. My mate, I won't tell which one. He's got a thing for. He watches porn that the women are really strong and they pick and carry men around the room. Such a niche thing.
Well, and he's into that.
Yeah, and he's unashamedly into it. He's like, yeah, I do. I like it. I don't know why. I just like it. It turns me on.
Do you know, I went for a walk with my sister yesterday, and I haven't seen her for not a couple of months, but like a month and a half or something. And as we're walking back, one of her good friends, I'm not going to say his name, but is a gay guy, and he said. Just like, you know, you've had all your big chat as you've been walking around. Now you're kind of like small talking, catching up on the walk back to the car, and she went, "Oh, you know," I was like, "Oh, how's Jay?" Oh, just his name. How's this guy? And he said, she's telling me, "Oh yeah, he's doing fine." He's like, so he lives in where is he? I think he's living in New York or something, or Canada somewhere. Anyway, he's like, yeah, he's in a fuck bubble. He said, yeah, he's doing great. He's in a fuck bubble. And it's like, what's that? And she's like, so apparently it's like there's a couple that have been together for ages, but they don't really have sex anymore. So now he's got a connection with one of them, Silver Fox. So now they're having fun, which is great.
And they in this relationship, they've acknowledged the fact that that's what they're going to do, or is he having an affair?
I think everyone knows what's going on. Yeah, I think everyone.
See, that's the thing. That's what I meant. I don't want to cast any like broad strokes over the gay community, right? But they just seem to be more honest than a lot of heterosexual relationships. I can't imagine many straight couples get to a point where they think we're not into each other much anymore. Let's bang each other, but we stay together because we love each other. So, but it's in the gay, it's like, yeah, we all like dick. Let's go and get it.
Yeah, well, I think there's a huge advantage to being the same sex in terms of understanding your fellow man.
Yeah, because it's just two dicks, isn't it?
Yeah, and behind that two male minds, which obviously have the same
dicks,
hormones,
two male minds,
so on.
So,
The other thing, but
very
then the last thing
straightforward.
she said, as I literally was about to get in the car, she went, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, one of them's a power bottom," and I was like, "What's a power bottom?" And
Wow.
she said it's like something like, so you have a top and a bottom,
Yeah, so
and I
one
think the
week.
top's supposed to be generally in control, but apparently
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
an irritant to some tops when the bottom's trying to do the steering. Apparently, and so literally my sister, that was literally the last sentence
What?
my
What?
sister
Hang
said
on,
to me, and I
what
was
does that
like,
mean?
so okay, so should we have I'll see you again then. Got in the car.
She didn't. What's a power bottom then? A
I
power?
think
No, sorry, power top. Did you say or power
power
bottom?
bottom, I think it's called. I might be getting
What,
this
so
horribly wrong.
someone who's um what? So someone who takes control but while being bumped. How do they? That's fucking impressive.
Yeah, I think and I think that might be to the annoyance of tops, general tops. But I guess
Yeah, because they don't.
if you are a bottom, but you got a bit of, I'm not going to use the word spunk, but you've got a bit of you're fierce. Maybe you want to take control of
Have
the
we got
movements.
any gay people in the chat that we can ask?
I don't think
There's,
so. But Rob's put forward Anne Widdecombe, Flav.
what for? For like sort of right wing women. No, I mean no, that's too much of a stretch. So they probably would, just to say. I mean, who's going to turn down Anne Widdecombe?
Sure. Ollie says, "Remember the bagpipe clip?" I don't.
What do I?
Right. Oh yes, Rob, you can tell the Twinkle story. And Catherine, poly relationships are more common than you think. Quite a leading comment there, Catherine. Do you want to elaborate on that one?
Well, Catherine, you're not a power bottom. No, you can't be, can you?
Don't think so.
What I want to know also, no one's ever been able to answer this, is, you go out at night, two men, two dicks,
Sure.
ready to go.
Sure.
How do they know? Do they have a conversation? Go, all right, well, I don't really want to be bummed, but I want to bum you. Is that how it goes, or do they just know? And that's what I'm much more interested in, is if they just know.
I think they generally do just know. But
Yeah,
then they're also on like apps and stuff. There's, you put your preference in.
Right, that makes sense. Right, the other thing is they didn't have apps in Brokeback Mountain, so
No,
they were in the tent, they were looking, and Jake Gyllenhaal was immediately on his knees.
Of course it was.
It's like,
Of course it was though. But it was always going to be Jake.
why? They were both manly. They're cowboys.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's play this game. Let's play this game. What do you think? What do you think most people would think I would be? I don't know what I would be. Obviously, I'm not into it. But I can tell you what I can imagine what people would think I am.
Yeah, they would think that you would be the one that was receiving because you're like really good looking.
But yeah, no, because I'm little. But I bet that must happen a lot where you've got like you've got a big what are they called, big furry bear, and then you've got a specky belle like me, but the specky belle likes to top it.
I think that would be a normal thing. Like, I think that there's plenty of people, just because they're smaller doesn't necessarily mean that they want to assume the position of being the plug socket.
Yeah, I'm so scared. Fam's Fam, are you coming in? I thought Fam was coming up the stairs.
Well, what's wrong with that? These are
modern times, isn't it?
important
Absolutely.
conversations.
Yeah. Have you noticed that with the landscape of adverts these days? There's a lot more. There's a lot more of a spread of different relationships being seen. Like there's a lovely advert about British Gas with like a gay couple, and it's just a really lovely advert. Really like it. They're clearly in love.
It's got to be representative, isn't it? And the more normal that is, and the more you see it, the less prejudice there will be, because it'll be learned behaviour.
But I do wonder if they
sound like that tone you had. It sounds like you don't approve. Like, I don't mind gay people existing. This is where I got from the way you were speaking. This is what I got. I don't mind that gay people exist. I just don't want them in the public sphere. That's what I got.
Direct quote. Clearly a direct quote. The thing I find interesting is I wonder, going back a step, if they went, well, let's audition a straight couple, a straight couple, a lesbian couple, a gay couple, whatever, and then they've gone, who's got the best chemistry? Or if they've gone, can we have a gay couple, please?
Yeah, and if they didn't use a gay couple, then that could be like prejudice a little bit, isn't it? Because it's like, you know that there's a big movement for disabled people to play disabled parts in films. And do you remember the most overrated actor in the history? What's his name? The geezer who played... No. Yeah. Fuck you. There Will Be Blood. He was also in 5 Gangs of New York.
Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, God. What?
Everyone loves him, don't they? Everyone loves him.
He's a scene stealer. He just overacts. Every character is just so extreme. It's like, there's no subtlety to what you're doing. Here's me, never taking an acting class in his life, seeing straight through you, Daniel Day-Lewis, if you somehow are a patron of our, if you're somehow a little slut.
Imagine that. I just love the pop.
Just the fun. Anyway, he won an Oscar for My Left Foot, which is where he played a disabled person.
Oh, yeah.
And I look at that now and think, this is all it makes me feel a bit icky.
Does it?
Yeah, it's just like he's not. I mean, he is acting. It's incredible that he's managed to look so disabled. But like, maybe there are disabled out there people that can act, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two. So that's, I don't know where I'm going with that. Rob,
hello.
If you how old are you, Rob?
I'm 21.
If you were in a gay relationship, would you be top or bottom?
Probably bottom. I once. I was once with someone that I very much liked, and I was talking to them for a bit. We met on a night out, and then went back to theirs, and we met up a couple of times afterwards. And she was like, "Sorry, I don't want to see you anymore." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Well, you're not really dominant enough." And I was like, "Oh, you're taking the piss."
Oh.
I was like, "Oh no."
What's dominant enough? What's that?
Yeah, that were her words.
Well, did she want to be? She didn't want a tender man. She wanted a more of a rough experience. Is that what she was saying?
Yeah, but I just thought afterwards I wish I slapped halfway through or something like that.
Get out! It's a great mailbag.
This is an awkward position that men find themselves in, and it's a better way to be, right? It's better to know. It's better to don't test the water until you're completely confident that that's what everybody wants. You know what I mean? Because of the Me Too movement, men now are much more
the meaty movement.
The Me Too movement, the Me Too movement. People are more sensitive to the whims and needs and of women, and it starts from a much more gentle place. If you just went in there and just, like, punched her before you could get kicked, you know what I mean? Then that might have been what she wanted. But,
yeah, I think she's the exception there, Rob, not the rule.
Well, I'm not going to carry it going forward.
Yeah.
Rob, why didn't you say what? Let's give me another go.
No, what? I don't need it. I think I might tell this story on something at some point, but I remember. I think it's the most I've ever laughed in my entire life. I was in the back seat and I had like 2 really good friends. It's right near the end of A levels, and one of our mutual friends was going out with this girl. And he'd lost his virginity to her, and she'd spoken to someone, and it had got back to one of these 2 guys in the front seat, and she was describing what had happened as they'd lost their virginity together, and it was the first time they went to sort of begin, and a condom was brought out. Good. Correct, and
good,
and it went to put it on the old tip, and he went off. He came. So obviously embarrassing, but they're in a relationship, so it's all right. It's all right. Just means you like me. Blah, blah. 20 minutes later, they went again, and the quote that she said to her friend was, I think he watches a little bit too much porn because he was a bit rough and he kept slapping my bum. He kept slapping my bum, and literally there was like when You know, like, I guess when like a good goal goes in, there's like a second of silence before the reaction. Like in the car, we're driving along, and there's like a moment of like, and then we all, I cry when I laugh, but mad, I was like in bits, and the guy driving the car, we were all crying with laughter so much, he literally had to pull over. He had to pull over just so he could laugh for about 5 minutes at this one sentence. So
She kept smacking my bum.
She kept smacking my bum. Yeah.
Did you ever see that tweet with what was it? I'm forgetting it. He goes, this girl was in a new relationship, and she said, "Call me a slag. No, call me a slut." And his response was, "You're a dirty slag, and nobody likes you." Why? Nobody. She was absolutely crushed.
Nobody likes you.
And the thing is, sluts, I guess, sexy.
Yeah.
Slag is not slag.
Yeah.
So probably English. You're a dirty slag and no one likes you.
You're really irritating. That's so funny. That's great. By the way, I just got a notification saying we've got a new patron, and it's I presume it's a man called Shorb. I don't know if Shorb's in the chat. If you are,
welcome, Shorb.
Welcome.
Thanks for the money.
Oh, that's well. Thanks for support. It's called support.
Support. Thanks for the support. Right, Rob.
Yes.
I've been hearing about this story for fucking.
Right.
So blind Tim's been gagging for this one as well.
It's November 2018.
The day.
I've just started university. About 2 months in, and me and my friend have been to the pub and we've gone back to their flat. We want something to put on. I think we put some football highlights at the start, and I said, "Why don't we put this one for the weekend podcast on?" He's like, "What the hell's that?" And I was like, "You'll love it. It's fine. If you love football, you'll love it." And we were probably going to go out anyway, but we weren't sure. So at the start, there's Twinkles, and it's about Spurs v Chelsea, I think, and it's about how Chelsea have beaten Spurs in the last 4 meetings or something like that. And we're like, what if we just go out and try these lines? And we're like, why not? So we did. And then I met this lovely blonde woman. And I went up to her.
Woman. When you say woman,
How old is she? 35.
In her head, she's like 45.
Yeah.
I bet this lovely blonde woman. She's
mother of two.
So I go up and I say, Chelsea have beaten Spurs in their last 4 meetings. And she was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm a Chelsea fan." Oh, really?
So stat nuggets work, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I went back. Then I went back to hers, and she was like, "What do you want to put on?" And I was like, "Should we put one for the weekend on?"
What?
I don't know.
You went back to her head and you watched one for the weekend before having.
Yeah.
Wow. What did she think?
She probably wasn't that impressed.
No.
A lot of in-jokes.
No.
Yeah, I'm very confused. I can't get to this.
Yeah. So hang on, wait. So it's a football. Yeah, I'll have another drink. So it's a football podcast, but they don't talk about football.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they just talk about Danny Ings' dong.
Yeah.
And he ings his dong.
Ding dong.
I'd love to bring that back. That is fantastic, Rob.
Very good, Rob. So I think the thing to learn here, Rob, is when you get back to theirs. Was this theirs?
Yes, it was at theirs.
And they say, "Oh, should we put something on?" They don't really want to put anything on. They want you to put it on them.
Yes. Well,
don't put a football daily winners and losers. I haven't watched it yet this week. Can we check that on? That's not the
Sunday
vibe,
vibes.
mate. That's not the vibe. Sunday vibes, yeah, indeed. What was it? Was it Sunday morning?
But if it is the vibe somehow,
how's it the vibe, Flav? Come on,
mate. You don't know some of these. That I mean, to be fair, imagine if we were a kink, me and you, Jim, right? And there are couples out there that could only make love with us playing in the background.
Yeah. I would have been
That feels like a reach.
Make love to me and look at you. Think of it that way. Or don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose not to.
I might use this one in the future when we get back to university.
Give it another go, mate. Stick with it.
Rob, what you do? Are you studying from home?
I'm on a placement year. So basically, how my university works is you spend 2 years, first 2 years, then you go and learn in a business, and then you go back and do final year.
Sorry, can we just talk about Flav's glasses here? That hot, steamy story from Rob's got your glasses all steamed up. It's so weird.
I don't know. I'm really. I feel hot for some reason.
Yeah, well, obviously, because of all this.
My glasses steamed up.
This when Rob said he was a bottom.
Yeah, or Priti Patel and Whittaker.
Yeah. Straight in, wasn't it? It's just straight in, bottom. Yeah, probably bottom.
Yeah, Jaffn agrees. Bottom 100%. That's
right then.
That's good, Rob. Good stuff. I wonder. Oh, the one thing I did wonder with Rob Flav is because someone's message go. You need. They were saying, look, we've had Adam Rosenbaum back in the day. We've had Tanvir. Who we bring under our wing. Like maybe Rob's the new one. Maybe Rob needs to be the guy that we live through his. But
they did. Also, it's just that because they actually did do work for us as well.
No, I know that, but like, as in like a third guy that you can kind of go to when you need to ask stuff. Or see what's happening. Oh, by the way,
but he has to do stuff. You got to go out there and put yourself out there, Rob. Put yourself in situations you might not be comfortable with.
Okay, got a phone call, but
think about it. Think about it.
I will
think about it.
Cheers, Bob. This will blow your mind, Flav.
Yeah.
So you remember Tanvir?
Oh yeah.
You remember Tanvir used to have his chat line was go, oh, can you fill in this survey?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
So I was watching. If you watch, Does the Shoe Fit? Have you heard of this?
What is that?
So it's a series on Foot Asylum, and it's basically 4 guys, and it's like young Philly, Chunks. It will be like the last couple. They'll have like a Love Island guy who looks good but is boring, and then have someone who's funny, like Harry Pinero or Conan from Krypton Conan's on it as well. And basically they have to go in and have a first date with people, and it's hilarious. The other 3 watch, and it's really, really funny. But the reason I'm bringing it up is I started watching it and I was like, it's really good. So I watched loads of it. You'd like it. But the Chunks, in one of them, he asks the girl, says, I'm going to need you to fill out this survey for me, and gives her his phone. And so that wasn't even an original thought from Tanvir. He stole that from Chunks.
I don't know if he probably didn't steal it from him. I reckon there's just these.
I think he has.
There's a swarm of these cretins out there, aren't they? That are finding ways to manipulate a situation so that you can put a dick in a woman.
Sure. Got to be careful out there.
Conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, imagine like. Yeah.
Be careful out there. But yeah. Right, should we do some questions?
Yes, let's do some questions.
Right. Question 1. It's Robert Turner again, right at the top. Any interest?
Do you have a patrons getting sicker, Rob?
Maybe. Don't know. Let us know.
We need to share the love a bit.
In the post, if you're watching this after the fact, which many of you will be, just let us know in the chat. Rob Turner in or Rob Turner out? I mean, he's staying in, but anyway.
In, out. Finished it.
Shake it all about.
Yes.
Shake your. Yeah, I just keep picturing him as a bottom. Any interest in Flav? Any interest in Flav doing some FM21?
What's that?
So the new everyone's got a hard on at the moment because the 5-year plan is over now, Flav.
How'd you get on?
It was a bit of a disappointing last season. I'll be honest.
Was it?
A little bit, just because. So we won. So what happened was we lost the League Cup final, and then when the next stream where I was trying to load up the save, it had corrupted, but they'd saved a backup, and that was before the League Cup final. So we had the choice to do the League Cup final again, or go on holiday and just see how it played out. And we were like, integrity of the save. We left it. So we holidayed it, and that game that we lost 1-0 narrowly, we won 3-0 against Man United. So we won the League Cup, but I wasn't there. After 7 months of work.
Caretaker manager.
Yeah, but Neil Banfield was there to pick up the slack. So that was good. But then we went on to have we went out to PSG in the Champions League. Our league form was pretty terrible, and we went out to West Ham in the FA Cup. So it wasn't the crescendo that we were hoping for. Which
Hey,
was a
but
shame.
you took them from wherever they. I mean,
it's Champions League football. Yeah.
Hey, you should be proud of yourself.
It's good, man. It was great fun. But now there's the new Football Manager is coming out any day, and there's like a beta version which they bring out first, and everyone's waiting for that to drop. I don't know when that's going to drop. Some people think it's going to be today. So Bob's wondering if you would get involved.
In what way?
I guess I don't know. Would you do a save? Would you do it on Twitch? I mean, I don't know.
What I do what you do.
I don't know if you got to do what I do. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I don't
All it
know
says
how
is
to
any
play it.
interest in Flav doing some FM21. Yeah, I think the answer is no, isn't it?
I don't know how to play the game. It's so complicated. It's really hard, and I'm busy, Bob, mate. I would love to. I'd love to do this for you, mate. I feel like you're the only one that would watch. You know, not people are not going to go to James. They're not going to go over to James, right? Who's been doing it, who has all the bits and all the things coming up on the screen, to then come to my stream, right? My face isn't even on it because I don't know how to. And watch my pile of shit. Watch someone who doesn't know how to actually play the game. They're going to give up.
Yeah, I'm scared. Mate, I'm really scared myself with this game that they've developed it loads, and I'm going to be, oh, for fuck's sake.
So no, the answer is no, Rob. Although I do have an idea of playing a game called Drug Dealer Simulator. That's more my cup of tea.
Is that an actual game?
Yeah. You start out as a low-level street dealer, and you have to work your way up to becoming a drugs kingpin. So I'm planning on doing that on Twitch at some stage. Come along for that. Might do that later at some point this week. Just a lot going on at the moment. Sure.
Some people have been asking for you to come play Among Us.
Yeah, I play. I can do that. That's
he'll
simple
play. Do you know how to play it?
Yeah. Do you stream it on Twitch?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. But I can.
I'll do it if you stream it on Twitch. If it's just us playing together, I'll do it with the patrons because we owe it to them.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, you're asking me to give up 2 hours and 3 hours of my time, aren't you?
Are you? Because you were saying you're not in a good mood today. Is that because you got some crap stuff to do? So
I've got lots of shit to do.
So you can't do it today then.
Yeah, we can do it today. What time?
We could do it at. What time could we do it at? I don't know. What time's good for you? I can't do it at 5. I could do it a bit earlier. It depends if we can get enough people, which we probably could do, to be honest.
Let's chat after.
Let's chat after. It's a game of Among Us with Flav.
Do have a lot to do.
That's fine. Well, we can park it.
I've got to pick up the kids as well.
Well, that's important, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we all could make anyway. Yeah, we'll sort it out. But yeah, I'd like to. It'd be fun. It's a fun game, isn't it? It's funny. We have a laugh together.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Everyone in the server talking to each other as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do it through Discord. It's good. It is good. It's good fun.
I've done it.
Yeah. Right. Question 2. Oliver Sage, what is the worst product you've endorsed as part of the podcast?
Almost. Let me think.
I think I know it. I think we know what it is, don't we?
I can't remember. What is it? I'll remember when you say it.
I think it's Fan League, isn't it?
Fan League. Yeah, that was shit. And they paid a lot.
They wasted so much money on this. It was terrible.
What was the concept? I can't even remember.
It's the pools. So basically, in Sweden, the pools are still a really big thing. Like in Britain, it's calmed down a little bit. I think they've still got the pools, and it's got that kind of
it was massive in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, it was huge. And basically, I think what did you do? You did win, lose, or draw, didn't you?
Oh, it's so bad.
Was it really? Yeah, I never.
It was that. It was that. It was so dated.
Yeah,
so dated.
It was. But in Sweden, it's still really big, and they had quite a lot of money, to be fair. and we've got Sven-Goran Eriksson involved. We've got
you had to go to is it Monaco or Gibraltar? Malta.
I had a piss up with him. It was
Yes.
bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. It was so good.
Yeah.
Whenever I remember that, I'm always like, wow, that was class. that was so random.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. Was it the Fan League Cup? Did we do that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And do you know, if you go on AJ3, if you go in the background wall of his Twitch, the Fan League Cup's still sitting there proudly. Do you remember the Fan League Cup? Wizzy mate.
Yes. Yes, I do. The Fan League. It was a big wooden thing.
Yes.
That was bright orange. So they'll give you a little bit. I think you've seen anyone's seen the. Is everyone in the comments seen the Fan League Cup? It's essentially us in a competition sponsored by Fan League, 8 teams, YouTuber teams, and
it's quite big.
It was the logistics to pull that off was they did well. I thought it's good in the end. James nearly died. Forgot about that. You jumped up for a challenge. Someone jumped in with you, and I think you hit your head. You hit your head on the floor.
I got.
You actually taken to hospital. Yeah. So that was that. So, but we in our first game we beat Palmer's, all right, which was no one was expecting us to do because Palmer's they're an actual football team, whereas we were just a hodgepodge of really good players. Actually, had good players.
yeah, we totally cheated.
First game again, but not even Jack. You and Daisy in midfield and. Defense was quite good, and then we obviously had those 3 ringers who were superb. But I remember the sponsors didn't want us to get to the final because they already bought our audience, and our audience was quite small at the time. In any case,
yeah.
And so he goes, "You're not going to get through to the final, though, are you?"
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah, I don't know. I won't mention his name, but the one of the 2 guys. And it goes, yes, good to be here. We're not gonna get to the final, are you? Because you've got Palmer's and
much bigger audience, yeah.
Yeah, which is more important to them, of course. It's not. They don't really give a shit about the integrity of a stupid fucking 8-a-side football competition. But we did get to the final. We did. We got there.
It's decent. It was good. The tournament itself was actually all right. That was quite good.
One of the refs went home because Matt kept screaming at him. This is the Matt who runs Bull Street, who's having a go at the ref. Please don't repeat any of this shit. This is just for little slugs. And he got so into it that he had a go at the ref, and the ref was like, bollocks to it. Anyway, strange days. Family was bad.
But just to explain the app, though, OneFootball is great. OneFootball is a really good app.
Good brand.
What was I going to say? With the problem with this app is, so they had a lot of money, these guys, but the app wasn't completed. So we were like, look, there's nothing going on this summer. Why don't you get get your app ready for the start of August, and let's get a lot of exposure for the app. And that's the point. That was the point of the Fan League Cup. But then the season started, and the app wasn't right yet.
Wasn't ready.
So. That's the reason I picked it. It was not because, as a general idea, the sort of pools that is a thing that happens that works, and if it's a global thing, then different countries might like it and pick it up, whatever. They didn't have the app ready. So that was it. So we'd done all this work going Fan League. But at no point are we able to go links in the description. Go download it now. So they tripped up on that really.
It was stupid. I'm literally looking at the Fan League Cup stuff we made. Mate, a lot of work went into this. A lot of work.
It was good, man. We made a little story about it. It was really funny.
We did the Bull Street FC as well. We made a comedy.
Those videos are so funny.
Yeah.
Those videos. The one with Smith in it, How to Be Palmer's.
Yeah.
It's so funny, that one.
Yeah, it's good.
And the one with the kit launch as well, Jed. I'm gonna go watch those actually once we finish this.
Yeah, the kit launch ones with Jed. Anyway, we're talking go and watch them. Go and watch the football. What is it called? The Bull Street FC.
I'm gonna find and put them in the chat.
Yeah, I was literally doing that as well.
Palmer's.
Does anyone watch?
How to Be Palmers? 7.5k. That's just a disgrace. Like, it's such a
It
good
is.
video.
It
It's
is
so
a disgrace.
funny.
Do you remember when DT played for us against #FC?
Oh fuck! Yeah, and his kid took someone out. Was it against Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was against #. That was so embarrassing. That's the Palmers one. That one's funny.
All right, good. Enjoy.
Anyway, next question. Can we hear Rob Turner's Twinkle story? You have. Chris Mira, if you could choose one game from history that you could go back to and be there in the stadium for, what would it be? Playoff final, or the semi-final second leg against Oldham. Oh, it was so good. We'd been so crap for 15 years of my life, and then we scored in the 84th minute on a balmy night in West London. Oh mate, it was so good. Paul Furlong, great goal, and it was just I was just screaming my head off, just screaming the word yes for ages.
Yes.
Oh,
It was Furlong signed? Was it Furlong who signed for West Brom? The one they bought from you?
he was Darnell Furlong. That's his son. That's Paul Furlong's son.
Yeah, of course. So he used to play for you, right? And you signed to West Brom.
Yeah.
I thought that the other day because when Spurs beat West Brom and went second league, not sure if you know.
Have you seen the clip of all of Harry Kane's passes in that game?
No.
It's he's on a different level.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you've been wasting one of the best like number 10s for for like 5-6 years. His passing is insane.
Well, I mean, how do you take it? You've got to be a brave manager to take him out of the number 9 position.
His passing is a joke. Like, honestly, it's a joke. I've never seen.
No, I know.
I can't get my head around it.
We Spurs fans have been aware of this obviously for a long time, and he's been doing it for a long time. But like you say, he was never a part of the game in the way he has been under Mourinho.
But the thing is as well with it is it's not like, you know, when he gets the ball and then he slowly makes a turn and then he sees Son running and then he plays a pass. That's one thing. But these passes are like under pressure, cutting through about 5 players. I'll see if I can find it. It's unbelievable.
He's complete. He's a complete striker. And Mourinho's changed our system. We're playing 4-3-3 typically, and the responsibility to bag goals isn't on Kane solely. And you've got Son and Bale or Lucas Moura overlapping, which means that he can drop deep into that 10 position and receive the ball. If things aren't going our way, he's given license to drop even further. So sometimes he's picking the ball up in centre midfield.
Yeah, I found it. It's mental.
Oh, he'll play.
He'll play. And what's the game that you'd go back to?
2008, Spurs 5, Arsenal 1. We hadn't beaten Arsenal in about 12 years. And I was so nervous going into that game because we'd drawn the first leg of the League Cup at the Emirates and played well. So assumed that, this might be a game that we should get tickets for. And we went and we scored 5. Not only to beat them, we smashed them, but it was the most tense day of my life, the tense game of my life. I'm going to post it in the thing so people want to see.
Rob Turner says in Fan League, everyone looks so podgy.
Yeah.
Ollie Sage, I always like the Co-op World Cup deal. Flav actually loved that deal.
Co-op?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a great deal. It's a great deal.
£5?
It's honestly a great deal.
2 beers, 2 pizzas. What more do you want?
That's amazing. It's an amazing deal.
It was just, it didn't quite fit, did it?
No, it felt pretty jarring for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in like a little, the air bunker stew.
What was the best, James? Would it be in Vanarama?
In terms of brand deal content that we made, for sure, it was the Vanarama.
They were.
In terms of like me liking the brand.
I hated the brand. I hated the brand and hated the people. Do you remember what? So that, I don't know if anyone's seen that video, but we did get stopped at the border and we weren't allowed the van in. Like, it wasn't set up. It was the truth. We could never get that van through. We were never going to be able to get the van through, but we didn't know that until we'd driven all the way across to the Polish-Russian border. And so all of that was absolutely true. And the stress was I knew we were going to get in, but obviously you got and we're ringing back at Ball Street, and they're ringing Vanarama, and Vanarama going, can you try another entry point? They wanted us to drive, we've just driven, what was it, 1,200 miles in 3 days? And then they want us to drive out and find another border crossing, which was about another 300-mile round trip to the next one, just to see if they could get the van in. It's like, no, obviously not. We're not doing that. That's mad. So we got there, and it was good because we didn't really have to do any more content with the van until we got back in. The trip home was even more eventful than the trip out there.
Yeah,
it was I look back at it really fondly, but going through it was a lot.
Yeah, we got to see on the way back. There's a hitchhiker we've decided to let into our van. Cheers, Flav, for that. And then which he didn't do anything, to be fair to him. And then
we didn't get raped.
We got to Germany. Then we got to Germany, and then we're nearly going to be back, and then we get a flat tire.
It blows up on the motorway.
Just blew up on the motorway, so then we're stuck on the side of the motorway.
Well, it was a two lane on a bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a 4 mile tailback. We had to wait for police to escort us off.
Yeah, and then it's the weekend, so you can't get anything done. So we're stuck there for a couple of days, which actually, in hindsight, we should have enjoyed a lot more. I think we were at a point where we're like, I just want to get home now. But really, we should have gone, oh, this is great. We're basically going to stay here and get drunk and watch football.
Well, I ended up being there for 4 days.
Yeah. Well, that was it. And then in the end, they got me and Sam a flight. And why did they? Oh, but you had to stay for another day to wait for the.
Well, we were talking to Vanarama. Can you send someone out to drive home so we can go home? And I ended up having to drive all the way home once they sorted it out, hoping desperately to get home to watch England play Colombia. And I didn't make it. I watched half of it on the ferry and listened to our penalty win on the radio on the M20. And I can't tell you, I've never seen the roads more empty other than in the lockdown. There was no one. The whole nation was watching Eric Dyer score the winning penalty against Colombia apart from me, who was driving his fucking van home. Gutted. Anyway. Never mind. I did catch the Croatia game. So actually, you know what? Just as another thing,
you had Sweden, didn't you?
I did catch the Croatia game. I managed to miss the Trippier goal because I was flying out to Portugal. So I missed all of the good shit, basically.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You got Sweden though. I think you had a good time with Sweden with Rosenbaum and Sam and that.
Yeah, that was good. That was messy.
Next year we do it again. We go again.
What happened, Mum? If we'll get deals to go out somewhere, Jim. Me and you.
Yeah.
We're across Europe, innit?
Yeah, less driving. It's just a flight. It's nice. Where is it? It's across Europe, isn't it?
Well, the semi-finals and finals are in England, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, true. Catherine asks this: with being part of the gender minority here, why would you say you have a low female audience? Football is for everyone. Is the split as low as it feels for me, or am I just a loud one and they just don't speak up as much?
No, you're probably one of very few.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got Maria, haven't we? I don't know if Maria's a patron, but Maria watches us as well. It is generally most football channels. It will be about 97%. Male to female, yeah. The reason for that, I don't know. I think often I guess you watch. I don't know, Kevin. You'd probably have to answer that. Why would you say that? Women don't watch our stuff. I think it's probably because it's vulgar, as much as anything. Or it's just, I don't know. It's just a bit boyish, isn't it? Like I don't watch. I don't know, a lot of female channels, to be honest.
You know what I like? I like Women's Hour on Radio 4. I think that's great.
Is it great? 2.8% female on my analytics. 97.2.
What's 2.8% of, say, an average of 12,000 people that listen to the pod? That's
it's about.
Someone do the math.
Well, it's about 3%. It's about 3%. Sorry, it's about 300 people. 300, 400 people.
Yeah, 300 women. You're the only one that stands up and.
Yeah, you're our queen, Catherine.
Yeah, you're a queen. Rab Summers says, lads, who are we rooting for? Are we rooting for Scotland this Thursday?
Absolutely.
I categorically will never know the result of this.
Oh, you'll know.
No,
I am
won't.
so ready to jump on my half Scottish bandwagon. I'm just waiting to do it. So yeah, up the Scots. I watched. What's the game I watched? It was the one before the. Or was it the playoff one? I thought it was the playoff game. Yeah, and it went to penalties, didn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
They're having a go. We've got QPR striker is Scottish as well, which I quite like watching. As well, so.
Yeah, he's like a lump from New Zealand, isn't he?
He's Scottish, isn't he? Because he's playing for Scotland.
Yeah, I know he's Scottish, but if you listen to him
Australia. Yeah.
What's his name?
What
is it?
What's his name? Lyndon Dykes.
Lyndon Dykes.
Yeah, I am 50% Scottish, Rob. Did you know that?
Oh, Scottish friends.
Ooh. Oh, because I say it all the time. Turner don't like it. Tom Cribb, describe each other in one word.
Me and you.
Yeah. I'll describe you in one word. You describe me in one
I need
word.
to think about that because it's correct word. Depends what you're talking in terms of business.
Describe me in one word. That's
I'd
tough,
say,
isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't. One word's not enough. But fundamentally, I would say.
I had a word there, but I'm not sure if it's the right one.
Specky?
Yeah. Okay, fine. Right, let's do that then. I'll go with Twitchy then.
Yeah, I am very twitchy. I've always been that way. I think I've got Tourette's, undiagnosed Tourette's. Twitchy.
I had something really nice, but we'll leave it. Luke, have you passed your forklift driver's test? No.
Reliable.
He gives the test.
Like an old dog.
Reliable, yeah. Sonny, and this isn't a question, but left a comment on the Jaffn podcast with the birds in that update. Pretty long, so don't know if anyone still cares though. But the update's there. I've read it, Sonny. I've read it, mate. I think it's interesting. So, birds and that, Sonny, looking for some sunshine in his life. He's given an update in the comments of the video, but I'll be reading it out on this week's pod. So don't worry about it and don't read it. Some interesting revelations. It has developed. It's old school birds and that. It's lovely to see. It is. Because there's still a story to be written, but there's also a story that's just occurred in the last week. So the time is now.
The time is now.
That's interesting. The guys, Ollie Sage says Flav bizarre, James determined.
Bizarre.
Bizarre. You've been given.
I say some weird stuff. I wouldn't call myself bizarre.
And I didn't read this out earlier, but it was great. Andreas.
Is it the shark stuff? Is it the shark stuff?
You like what you like, don't you?
I like.
Andreas Nico said apparently this is about Harry Kane. He doesn't have the X factor, according to Stan Collymore.
Yeah, but he's a journalist. It's a column. He's writing a column. He has to say something. No one will ever click on it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't let that sort of stuff ever bug you. It's a waste of your energy.
Okay. Lovely. What a lovely mailbag that was. Enjoyed that.
Through my window.
I think we covered a lot of bases there.
My guiding star.
Kane's got all these assists, but he's still one goal off the top Premier League goal scorers as well.
Yeah, he will finish his career top goal scorer in England.
It's amazing how the Shearer thing, everyone's just on it all the time. Like, is he gonna do it?
But the gap between Shearer and Aguero, the gap between the two points of match, or is it Henry? I can't remember what it is. The gap between the 2 points of goals amassed is insane. It's huge. He's on like 360, Shearer.
Yeah, I thought he was miles ahead because his career was. Yeah, he's on 260 Premier League 260. Wayne Rooney's 208.
No, 360.
Says 260 here.
Is it?
According to hang on, let me just read the website. PremierLeague.com.
League goals.
Premier League goals. Just Premier League goals. It's overall goals. He's probably scored 360. I bet.
So in the Premier League,
You're right. You're all right. You're okay.
Yeah.
No, it is.
He-
It's 60.
Harry Kane will definitely reach that. He'll be playing. Oh, he'll play. He'll be playing until he's 34, 35. Shearer had 2 cruciate knee injuries. There's time.
Yeah.
It's mad. Look at it. 21 goals, 40 goals, 42. No, appearances. Sorry.
He needs. Yeah, you're right. If he only needs 111.
No problem. He'll have 111 in 4 seasons, and he's 27.
Same amount of goals as Michael Owen. It's interesting.
He's 60 goals away from being Tottenham's best goal scorer ever.
Really? What? Past Screevesy?
Yep.
Wow.
It'll be. And I spoke to my dad the other day, who's been watching football since 1961 at Spurs, and he said that Harry Kane is better than Jimmy Greaves, and Jimmy Greaves is his favourite footballer.
Wow. God, yeah.
He said reluctantly, he goes, because I love Jimmy Greaves, but Harry Kane is better.
That's proper revelation to me that he said that.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. That's it. You don't realise it. I'm reading an article on Arsene Wenger. Last night I was reading an article on, and it is interesting, like that your glow and feeling towards Arsene Wenger, like in comparison to what it was like, in the heat of his kind of decline, if that makes sense. Like and now he's just like, oh, he's just this genius. He's such he's got so much integrity. Like his integrity has shone through. Like now that he's finished, for sure. It's interesting how time makes you look at things differently. So for your dad to say that now,
yes,
it's crazy.
With rose tinted glasses, as you do remember him back, he's still saying that. So it's hard to deny.
Hard to argue that, yeah.
You see his numbers.
It's mad.
Do you remember? Something just keeps popping into my head. The scene from All or Nothing where he goes, Harry Kane is here, Ronaldo, Messi are here. I'm going to put you up here, and you're like, how is he going to do that? Because what more can he possibly achieve at Spurs other than scoring 30 goals a season or whatever he has done over the last few years? And apparently, it's becoming an assist king as well.
Maybe, and if Mourinho's seen that. That's incredible.
Yeah. What do you think if someone wanted to buy Harry Kane now? He's got 4 years left in his contract. How much do you think it would cost?
I think now you've unlocked this other way of playing him. It's a huge amount. How old is he? 28?
27.
27. So you've got at least 5 years a good 5 years out of him. 32, right? So I think he's worth. I guess you don't know with COVID and how that's affected everything, but it's 200.
What's the figure in your head?
200.
200.
Yeah.
200. 250.
Would you take it? 250. Would you take it?
No.
Levy would take it, though, wouldn't he?
Everyone would. But why? What can we do? We're not going to find. There's no one else we can buy. We're not going to buy Lewandowski because he's 33 or 32. What's the point?
I would say anywhere else on the pitch. I would take it, but in that area of the pitch, and knowing that you're going to get total commitment, total quality, he's clinical. Like it's not actually. He's priceless.
Who could afford him?
I miss having players that I could get excited about.
You know what? There's really a big fucker here, Jim. I don't even get excited about him anymore. Seen it too often.
Right, that's